GNCC champion Walker Fowler has been on a hard charge all season long, but the competition, it's right behind him. The venerable Snowshoe GNCC is next on NBCSN.
Are you ready to go GNCC Racing?
It's the top of the mountain for the AMSOIL Grand National Cross Country Series Round 8 Snowshoe Ski Resort in West Virginia. This is the pinnacle, in many ways, of it all. Jason Wygant here to give you the call. It'll be a great race day, but first, our AMSOIL race recap of our previous event, the Dunlop Tomahawk in upstate New York. Walker Fowler out for the early lead. And when the defending series champ gets out front like this, well, sometimes he can run and hide, but not on this rough racetrack on this tough race day. Serious challenges coming from Cole Richardson, Bryson Neal, and the usual contenders. This track was tricky because it was pretty muddy in the woods and a little bit drier out in the field sections. That's what happens when the trees provide shade. So just when you thought you had it figured out, it would change. So in the end, after 2 hours of action, it would come down to Fowler and Richardson wheel to wheel. Richardson, well, in some ways leaving it all on the racetrack and in some ways leaving it all on his machine. Could not quite get close enough to get a wheel in on Fowler at the end. Fowler takes home his 50th career overall win. Richardson 3 seconds back after 2 hours of racing. Here are your Rocky Mountain ATV MC results. Neal third, Boric, McClure top 5. A few years ago, Fowler was winning the races by dominance, but the racing is getting closer.
That was the closest three-way battle there's been for a lot of years. So just cool to come out on top of it. Same three guys from last weekend. I think that really goes to show what this new wave of young kids in GNCC is really starting to do. Like I said, I'm the old guy of the group now, and it's kind of hard to believe, but man, these guys rode such a good race. 50 is going to be right there with Ironman 2014 with Chris Boric. This is number 2. Nothing will ever beat that race. That was incredible, but man, I tell you what, as far as nerve-wracking, just wheel-to-wheel, bar-to-bar for us fans especially. Undefeated here at the Tomahawk, 50 wins, just a cool day. As bad as last week went, this week went just that much better.
Yes, Fowler an off day at our previous event. He finished third behind Neal and Richardson, who battled to the end there. As for that 50th overall win, a bunch of young Fowler fans celebrating with his crew and family. Now back to Snowshoe, 2-hour race. It's a weird track. It's actually 2 10-mile tracks combined into one long lap, east side and west side of the mountain. And deep in this forest, you get to Howard's Hole, and this race, a bit of Beauty and the Beast. We start on a hard paved road right in the middle of the very civilized ski village here at Snowshoe. That's a nod to the original GNCC, the Blackwater 100, also in West Virginia, that started on paved streets. But once they head down the mountain, it will be as tough can be. Let's go racing. Good start for Adam McGill, gonna lead everybody into the first turn, almost loses it. McGill is super fast on this racetrack. Row number 2, our buddy Johnny Gallagher there on the outside, getting a nice jump. Just gonna get edged out, no. Gallagher to the inside, banging wheels. The way we line up here at Snowshoe, top 5 in points, then top 10, then top 15. Battle into this turn. Each row will have time adjustment on their side. They're gonna need it because you put Adam McGill out front early at Snowshoe, he's going to be tough to catch. He rides so loose in the machine. He's really good at carrying speed over these big boulders through the ruts and the roots. He's a West Virginia native, by the way. Boric, Fowler, Neal, Richardson, McClure coming through. And you see already the top 5 starting rows starting to come together to make to a 10 to 15 rider pack. Look at this terrain, and Boric has gotten it stuck, and there's nowhere to go for Fowler. Well, I didn't think so. He's gonna try it. Oh! So that's the beauty and the beast, as I mentioned, of this race course. These trees, these tree roots, we haven't even gotten to the mud yet. So difficult to even get your machine to the finish line. Hunter Hart, the rookie, goes by the number 9. Look, they've already found some new trail to blaze. GNCC rules track is actually 50 feet wide. And they've used all of it for the spectators who anticipate the riders getting to Howard's Hole. Best race of the season here at Snowshoe. We're just getting started, and West Virginia's own leads it.
GNCC on the NBC Sports Network is brought to you by AMSOIL, the first in synthetics. Specialized Turbo e-bikes. It's you, only faster. And by Rocky Mountain ATV MC. Get ready.
All season long, we've been tracking this Specialized Turbo e-mountain bike series, but you're in for a rough run if you're going to do it here at Snowshoe, which is no stranger to hosting mountain bike events. But again, we use part of the actual GNCC course for these bikes, which have pedal-assisted electric motors. Needed on a track with these kinds of ups and downs. Nat Ross going by. Charlie Mullins here in the 18. What's really awesome about these events are how far people are willing to travel to come, especially for the Snowshoe round, because it can help riders prepare for some World Championship mountain bike races. Christian Husband from Corona, California, coming out and winning the overall today, his first GNCC of the year. Mullins had won all the races this season until this point. The former GNCC champ on bikes, 4th overall today. And I'll tell you what, this looks like a lot of fun, to be honest. You take the very experienced hands of building mountain bike courses at Snowshoe, combine it with the GNCC group, and you have a great race for the Specialized Turbo EMTB. Christian Husband again the win. Jason Laxton, Leon Hansen, top 3. Back to our ATV race. Walker Fowler has taken the lead from Adam McGill. Chris Borich is there in 3rd. And good luck figuring out everyone else who's completely covered. You don't really see the intense pace necessarily at this event. You do at other GNCCs. It's really key to just keep the machine running. But here we go. We're into the hole. And the fans, or as we call the mud fleas, absolutely loving it. There's Fowler. Made it through. That's Cole Richardson stuck up against the bank. Got it high centered on a rock, and like I said, you got to keep the machine going. A lot of broken chains at this race through the years. Easy to see why. And the Mud Fleas have got Richardson back on track. That's all part of it. The fans are allowed to participate in the action. Tell me what other motorsport you can do that. Fowler is trying to up the pace here on this rocky road. He is taking his chances to try to open up a lead. McGill not pushing quite as hard, nor is Borich. But every one of these riders can tell you, as a Borich's machine steaming a bit after going through the mud, they can tell you that going too fast has its risks on this rough track, but Fowler doesn't seem concerned. Last couple of races, it has been the new kids, as Fowler mentioned. Neil, Richardson, riders like that. But on this terrain, it's back to the veterans, the riders who've won a lot of races in this series, with McGill and Borich up front. So today we'll see if Neil and Richardson can bridge that gap, make it a 5-rider duel for the lead. Look at how clean Fowler's Walker Fowler Racing Yamaha is right now, and how aggressive he is riding. McGill still in second, Borich still third. Steam still coming out of Borich's Suzuki. That's a little alarming now. Woo! Face full of water for Fowler. Let's see how McGill handles this section. Boric getting close. I believe this is the number 2 of Jared McClure, who has moved toward the front. McClure is very good in technical terrain such as this. He won this race back in 2015. Because we're at the beautiful trappings of a ski resort, Monster Energy bringing out some entertainment. The Davidson Brothers Band on hand. We've had some huge concerts this season. Stay tuned for some announcements. The Ironman GNCC finale, October 26th, 27th. They'll have a big Monster Energy concert at that one. That was good stuff on Saturday night. Stay with us.
Oh, hey guys, what's going on? We're down here at Howard's Hole with these crazy people. And guys, I don't think they can hear you in there. What's your favorite part about being here at Howard's Hole?
Hanging out with Mikey Wayne. What do you think about that?
I think that's a good idea. All right, guys, I'm going to see if I can catch any racing action or maybe some sort of disease here in West Virginia.
Well, let's just say they've caught racing fever, Mikey Waynes. That's what we'll leave it at. Jason Wygant giving it the call. Racer TV. Snowshoe Ski Resort has been turned into an off-road racetrack today and a playground for Walker Fowler, who has been dominant so far today. Fowler loving it. And the McGill Mafia is down here in the woods too, cheering on their man, Adam McGill, in second. Chris Boric still third, no change in the order. Listen to that. Van's gonna get in. Man, Fowler is just locked in today. He is a man on a mission. Fowler has won this race twice before, but this is something special. I mean, you just don't see this kind of intensity on this track usually. Can he keep it going? McGill and Boric will be ready to pounce. You got McClure as well if Fowler has a problem pushing the pace. These will be the riders to take advantage. Bryson Neal in the hunt as well. As we head back to the spine at the top of this facility, nearly 1,000 feet of elevation change throughout this racetrack. You drop off to one side, hit 10 miles of trail, drop off to the left, hit another 10 miles. It's Fowler still pushing it. And McGill starting to pick it up. In second, under fire. Been an odd season for McGill. Genuine title contender year in and year out. Only one podium so far this year. A second place in Georgia early in the season. The 521 running in second right now. But you can see they're starting to get closer. They're starting to ride harder. And that comes with some consequences. Trying to stuff it between those trees. Fowler does not want them to close the gap. He's up nearly a minute right now on the rest of the field. Other riders stuck, some lap traffic in this section. Fowler gets through it. Then here comes the pack. Still McGill in second. I think it's changed. Boric has been pushed to the back of the train now. And I'll tell you, if Fowler wasn't long gone, this would be one of the best battles for the lead ever. But right now it's for second, and maybe for the rider that could best take advantage if the leader has a problem. There's the Rocky Mountain ATV MC Top 5. We'll be right back.
GNCC on the NBC Sports Network is brought to you by AMSOIL, the first in synthetics. Specialized turbo e-bikes. It's you, only faster. And by Rocky Mountain ATV MC. Get ready.
Snowshoe, not only world-class for skiing and mountain biking and off-road racing on this weekend, but a great golf course as well. 6th annual ISDE golf tournament. There is our bike champion, Caleb Russell. Funds raised at that event go to the international 6 days enduro efforts for Team USA this year. Walker Fowler leading. He's actually second now, first rider on screen. Had to get around a lap rider. And Fowler has simply not been challenged today because of riding like this. Super tough terrain, and with the water bottle, literally the bit between the teeth, not a problem. Bryson Neal has broken through. We had a 4-rider freight train for second. Neal has now pulled away from that group, at least temporarily. Adam McGill, who was second, shoved back to third. We'll see if he can hold on. Here we are, into the swamps. No problem for the leader. And back up the ski run, no problems either. Walker Fowler has put in one of the most dominant runs we've ever seen at Snowshoe. If he holds on, it's his 6th victory of the year and his 3rd victory here at the mountain. Walker Fowler takes Snowshoe. Well, they all feel good. I know the 51st career win, probably not quite as significant as the 50th, but any win at Snowshoe is big, and the lead over 1 minute as we still wait for second place to come across. All season long, the field has been putting the pressure on, but today was Walker's day.
Didn't get off to the start we wanted to. These great big GBCs on asphalt aren't ideal, but man, once we hit the trails, they were hooking up so good. I was riding around third. Boric in one of the new pine sections got a little cross-roaded, tagged a tree, was able to get around him. And then trying to think where I got at him. I don't even remember. I know it was a split line. Oh, it was a split line right off the airport over here where the riding school was. And he went left, I went right. Lines were coming together. He kind of checked up, and I was like, I wonder why he did that. Howard's Hole. Howard's Hole was the next obstacle on the track, and I was like, son of a gun. He's smarter than me because you don't want to be the first guy going in there. I don't think everyone was quite ready, and kind of as I predicted, the McGill fans were not pointing me any lines, and they were all over it for him, but I was kind of trying to make as last-minute decisions as I could as people were waving and pointing for him. So I got through it the first lap. Not pretty, but I got through it, and then I had a pretty good idea of where I needed to go. And then as the laps worked out, I knew build the gap, and I had a strong feeling that the last obstacle of the day was going to be Howard's, 2 hours into the race, and it sure was. Luckily, got through it clean, didn't have too much lap traffic, brought her home.
And Bryson Neal brings it home in second, so once again, the young guns showing how it's done.
I completely wheelied one of those metal blockers that you're not supposed to even touch. Wheelied right over that thing, used the retraction CSD tires, never missed a beat. I got shuffled back to like 6th or 7th. Then at Howard's Hole, Cole made a mistake, and he had a little fumble, and it stretched us out. But I was able to just had some good lines picked out. My friends down at the Mud Hole, can't thank them enough, and all the fans, they really helped me out and supported me, and made some good passes, got in the second, and just put on sprint mode the last lap, and got the gap and brought it home.
Rest of the Rocky Mountain ATV MC results. McGill pushed back to 5th. Boric on the podium. Jared McClure is 4th. Let's talk to 3rd.
Yeah, not bad. We were like 3rd to 5th all day, and yeah, this place is gnarly. Howard Toll, so many people down there. They just put you where they want to put you, and sometimes you get stuck. They obviously help you. Sometimes we make it through, but it was definitely a rough one this year. But yeah, happy to get 3rd.
Like I said, this one's not about winning, it's about survival. Here's your AMSOIL race recap. Starting at the paved road, great start from McGill. He's gonna just get the nose in front of Boric here to lead him into the woods. Boric was 2nd, Fowler 3rd. You heard Fowler recapping it in his own words. This track is so gnarly that it's difficult to even lead on the first lap, because then you've got to be the one guessing where all the bottomless holes and huge boulders are. Fowler passed into the lead when he actually didn't want to, was just barely able to get through without getting stuck in Howard's hole. Look at this action. And the McGill fans wanted to see their man out of West Virginia hang with the champ. Wouldn't happen on this day. Fowler would get away in just a masterpiece level of riding on a very technical track. And even lap traffic wasn't able to stop the Yamaha rider. Battle for 2nd, though, was great. You had McGill, Boric, joined by Neal and Richardson, Jared McClure. Tough one for McGill. He was 2nd for the majority of this, eventually got pushed to 3rd, but then at the end comes around in 5th. Fowler, meanwhile, on the gas. Final margin of victory, 1 minute, 11 seconds. I thought he might be going too hard on a track where it's so easy to break equipment. Nope. Brings it home to the finish and left no doubt today. The next race will be the high voltage GNCC in Dunkard, Pennsylvania. We'll see if Fowler can keep on rolling or if the competition can start to close the gap. XC2 True Landers Jonathan Poplowski and John Glauda are your podium. That's your next generation of GNCC stars. Hey, if you're Bryce and Neal, even 2nd place is worth smiling over, just surviving another year on the mountain. Walker Fowler with the win. For everyone at Racer TV, I'm Jason Wygant. Thanks for watching. We'll see you from Snowshoe next year.